What's up, everybody? Yo, happy Friday. You never get notified when the stream starts, probably because you're already here, Archangel. It probably doesn't notify you if you're already in the chat. What's up, everybody? Well, I just got an email saying the stream started, which is kind of ironic considering I'm the one doing it. So, uh, what's up? Hey, Timothy. Happy post-Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully it was a good time for folks and you all enjoyed it with your families and you're now ready to partake in some of the I don't know, the dessert or the leftovers as I have it on the top of the screen for on this Friday night. Welcome in, everybody. It's glad we've got the early game, that's for sure. The 9 o'clock on the Friday night would have been kind of brutal. This I firmly expect to be one of those rather easy kind of get well games, as you call them. This is the kind of, it's such a random game too. Like Seattle University of like all places, like to come to Cameron, literally take. I don't actually even know if there's a direct flight from Seattle to RDU. I've never. You would have thought that at some point I would have tried it, but I've never actually tried to fly from Seattle to Raleigh. I suspect there is at least one, probably on Delta or something, or that you have to either like connect through Chicago or Atlanta. I don't know. I've never actually tried it. Uh, anyway, it just seems a bit bizarre. Lots to catch up on, I guess. We had, let's see, UNC lost to Michigan State in the game after us on Tuesday night, which is great. So that's a little bit of solace there. The turkey always knocks you out. Look, both myself and the dog were knocked out fully after the turkey last night. The dog still hasn't recovered. He did not get his normal naps in yesterday. Had lots of turkey, lots of yams, and and then finally, like when we got home at like 8 o'clock at night or whatever, because we did like a Thanksgiving lunch. We didn't do like a Thanksgiving dinner. And he like we both like went to sleep on the couch and then actually went to sleep for real. Orlando, welcome in. The Oreo cheesecake was the nail in the coffin. Goodness gracious. Is it a homemade Oreo cheesecake or did you go like buy it somewhere? Where does it's a very creative thing to make, I would say. Could be late because of Ole Miss versus Mississippi. Well, we're starting on time. Is Caleb Foster's on time? That's for sure. And we got a foul coming in here. They're gonna get. I think they're gonna get Cooper flag with that foul. Yeah, Caleb Foster not missing a beat as he puts in the first three for Duke, but Seattle U is gonna go to the free throw line here for a second. No sir, homemade. One of my aunts made it. White chocolate. Wow, that is impressive. That is impressive. Oreo cheese. I have to say I'm a big cheesecake fan. I really do. I like the graham cracker crust. I think is like one of my favorite. Smile Watch can't bring that rebound down, and Seattle U is going to have an offensive board by Goma, and that'll be 2 points for him. But as we carry on the conversation here, the chat and chill as we watch the game as Proctor's three is no good. Although Proctor's been shooting very well from three, so let him keep taking that. I told the Duke basketball channel to watch the Iowa State Auburn game because Auburn needs a shot at the buzzer to beat Iowa State. So I mean, the Auburn game is going to be very interesting next week. I suspect I'm not actually sure who number 3 is at the moment, but I suspect they're either going to be 2 or 3 when they walk into Cameron here. I have a family member who goes to Duke. He's a senior at Duke right now. We were talking at Thanksgiving yesterday, and he's on his way back to Duke. I think tomorrow, but he will be at the game on Tuesday, which is pretty neat. So he's all psyched up about and ready to go for that one. Yeah. How was the guy on the bench for Kansas let on the bench, even though he was ejected? That's actually, so Orlando said technically that could have been assessed as a technical foul. It's a team technical foul against Kansas. Per the rules, it was not, obviously, but yeah, it seems like a very like glaring omission. Like the first thing you do when you get ejected is to go to the locker room. And that happens, like, it happens in football too. Like, if you get a targeting foul, if you get ejected for targeting, you have to leave you can't stay on the sideline, right? Yeah. Orlando has this game, Duke 85, Seattle 46. Goodness gracious. So you're covering the spread considerably well there. I think the spread was about 24 is what they had for this particular one. Yeah. Yeah, the coach, or it's just a team technical, right? At that point. So I actually, well, yeah, I hope we see Auburn tonight too. But I actually hope we see Isaiah Evans tonight. There's been a lot on the social medias over the past 48 hours, I guess. So let's put it that since we lost the um, the Kansas game, that Isaiah Evans really isn't getting enough playing time. I actually agree with this. I agree with this take in the sense that, like, if you look at like Duke's shooting at the moment, like you've got, well, as Knipple is about to make me eat those words. In this particular, as he hits a three, so 6-4 Duke. In Duke's losses, Con Knipple is 1 of 16 from three, which is pretty abysmal. Although, granted, he had 8 assists in the game against Kansas the other night, so, and 11 points. So, despite the fact that he hasn't been shooting well from three, he finds ways to be productive. And it was sort of odd because he's like being productive, like playing point guard, but then you kind of like sort of ask yourself, well, like, if Khan is playing point guard at the one, as is that mean that like Proctor is supposed to be playing like the shooting guard? Are they like flipping roles here? Because it's like you'd expect that Proctor is actually the one at the point guard, but Proctor is over here shooting 50% from the floor. He's 20 of 40 on the season from three, which is tremendous. Like, the growth in Proctor's 3-point shooting year to year is incredibly noticeable. And it reminds me a lot of like the Trey Jones year over improvement in shooting, or the Luke Kennard, to be honest, improvement in shooting when they decided to stay for that sophomore season. As here we go, Proctor for three, and he misses those. He's missed them both tonight, so maybe he'll get back to it. If Khan is off, we don't win, and if Khan is on, we do win. Yeah, because Khan is shooting 50% from the floor in the Duke wins. He's 13 of 26, and then, as I said, in the Duke losses, he's 1 of 16. So there's like something that just seems very off. He's just commits a foul there. That was a silly foul on the 3-point play. And also he hit the first under 16 timeout. Matthew. Oh, it's because their names are too long. There, Matthew Moncrief. There you go. Yeah. Matthew Moncrief. Or they have some long names here that I had to I had to shrink the text size for a bit. So yeah, it's just a sort of interesting stat that comes up in if you compare the losses and the wins. Although, I mean, interestingly enough, you're like, this Duke team is 3 points away from being like 6-0, give or take. Like, Nicholas, welcome in. Good evening. Duke have a game against Wake Forest tomorrow. It's probably football. Probably the last football game of the season. Yeah. That's probably the last one. It's going to be blazing cold in the Carolinas. Is actually, I did see something. I was just looking at I was looking at the weather for a second. I guess you guys are like getting a big cold front in the Carolinas. Because I still have Durham on my weather app. I never removed it. And I was looking at it and I was like, your lows tomorrow 27, Sunday 29, Monday 28, Tuesday 24, Wednesday 23. I mean, you got 5 straight days of a low below 32. And then you like don't even crack the 50s. Like, you guys are in trouble down there. It doesn't say that it's going to snow or anything, but like, damn, at least next Thursday you got 56. It actually warms up a little bit, but yeah, it's like going full winter on y'all down there. It's crazy. Yeah. So if Duke beats Wake, then Duke have made Duke have made the ACC championship had they beaten SMU? I don't. Probably not. I don't think. I don't think SMU lost, right? SMU is like undefeated in conference. They'd have to have lost, and Duke has 3 conference losses. Like that one doesn't seem to make sense at the moment. Unless they would have like, unless you're saying like they would rematch SMU, like they'd be the other team. I can't remember who the other team is. Oh, it's definitely Miami. I guess if they would have had to beat Miami, but that game went south in a hurry too. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think Duke is particularly deserving of having played in the ACC championship in football this season. Yeah, Duke gets a bowl game for sure. They're 7-3. They're 7-4. They're 7-4. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7-4. It's got to be. They have to have played 11 games. Yeah, so it's something like that. Yeah, but this is the typical Duke football, right? They win. I'm pretty sure it was like what they were 6-1, right? They qualified for the bowl game at like 6-1, and then they've like gone on to like win one of the last like 3 games, and it's one of the last 4, and so they end up with this like 7-4 record. And so they always get our hopes up like really early in the season, and then they just crash and burn towards the end of it. As Maldonado goes 2 out of 3 at the line, off the Knipple. No, actually, no, he goes 3 of 3 at the line. Sorry, off the Knipple foul there on the 3-pointer. So it's 8-7 Blue Devils over the Red Hawks, not the Seahawks, but the Red Hawks. So I guess they had to use a different color. They couldn't. They couldn't. They also couldn't be the Landhawks, I guess. And this, as we had mentioned earlier, that's Isaiah Evans in the game taking his first shot, which is like way off, way too long. Yeah, the SMU game, they would have been in the ACC championship either way, as Malik Brown steals one and then hands it right back and gets another steal. I think that counts as 2 steals on basically the same possession. He had a team high 4 steals in the game against Kansas. Malik Brown has been the real deal, folks. I actually think Malik Brown and Sion James have been fantastic as far as the transfers go. Mason Gillis, I'm not completely sold on Mason Gillis. That's kind of why I wanted to see some more Isaiah Evans, because kind of between him and Evans, we need to figure out who that third deep shooting threat is. As Cooper Flag comes up empty, so we're still at 8-7 at the moment. But yeah, Malik Brown I've been very happy with. Very happy with. Arrington. Okay, that's 2. So Seattle U leads here 9-8. The SMU is such an interesting one. Like, I would not have expected them to win. I wouldn't have expected somebody coming into the conference to win in their first year in the conference. I don't know. It feels like such a random, like SMU feels like such a random school, I guess. I mean, they were good. They were definitely good back in the day. But hey, they're undefeated, so they're undefeated in conference play at least, so let it roll. As Proctor's at the free throw line. I actually know this Seattle University is not too far from where I live, actually. I think the Gamecocks are going to finish off the Tigers and or the Clemson one. That's your South Carolina Gamecocks versus Clemson Tigers. Yeah, Clemson has been kind of a letdown, huh? For those folks. 2 of 2 at the line for Proctor as 10-9. Here we go for Duke. So in advance of the Auburn game on Tuesday, though, I will say that what's interesting is if you look at the game, if you look at the Kansas game, that game was like way more important for Duke to win than it was. That's a travel. That's a travel, or should it just be a Duke steal? As Malik Brown picks up his 3rd steal of the game. Casual, all in about 2 minutes. That game was way more important for Duke to win than Kansas because of like, if you look ahead to the March Madness, Kansas has a ton of opportunities to get a bunch of quad one wins and like improve its NCAA resume, and it probably will like have no problem being a 1 seed. In fact, the fact that Kansas beat us on Tuesday, and then they have also beaten UNC, pretty much like, given that they will definitely win. I don't know if they'll win their conference, but they'll definitely do very well in their conference. As Cooper Flag comes up empty on his three and then throws it right into the camera crazy student section for a not very intelligent turnover. Um, Kansas is definitely a 1 seed. They may be the overall 1 seed. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of basketball to be played, but they've definitely been essentially with the wins against Carolina and Duke, presumptively coronated as a 1 seed. I would think. Duke, on the other hand, is going to have a lot of. We're going to have a lot of work to do. There just aren't as many opportunities in the ACC to get these like top these wins against like these top teams. Although the game against Louisville is becoming more interesting next week as well, because Louisville is actually doing pretty well this year. So that might actually be ranked pretty highly in terms of like the impact on our seeding, as Isaiah Evans turns it over. Ooh, he should have just cut to the right more easily. Michigan State exposed UNC. I mean, UNC doesn't have Bacon anymore, man. Like, there's their guy who doesn't get called for fouls and just scoops up rebounds is gone. What is gonna, you can expect what's gonna happen there. Some growing pains. But so Nick says Duke is making me try out for the Special Olympics basketball team. Well, are you gonna make it or not? Tyler Hansborough is still hooping. Yes, but not for UNC. You're gonna make it, Nick, or are you gonna don't disappoint us, man? Flag to the benches. We've got a assortment of Duke bench players on the moment here out on the at the moment. Out at the moment. And we've got an offensive foul on Huron Dan, actually. Who gonna go back to the bench, I guess, after getting his foul. As Duke has not hit a field goal 0 of 4. I was going to say its last 4. Gillis looking to break that streak. Now 0 of 5 is the streak, as we are still 10-9 here in the early going, as we've ticked under 12, and the next whistle will take us to a timeout. It feels like a Thanksgiving hangover here for the Blue Devils, as Seattle is attempting to dribble it off its foot here. That was Paris Dawson. Almost turned it over. We got another turnover here as Knipple will steal it, but the alternating possession arrow will keep it with Seattle as 11:37 left on the clock, and we will roll the commercials. Who is the best Seattle player in the squad? Yes, so Matthew Moncrief, number 12, averaging 14.5 points per game and 10 rebounds. Decidedly, statistically, the best player on the team. 7th in the country with 4 double-doubles in 6 games, no less. So that's a pretty good average. And he's top 12 in the country, actually, with 10.5 rebounds. That 10.5 rebounding average per game. And then, scoring the team high average, 14.5 points. The other one, Christophilus, number 11, is averaging 12.2 points per game. So that's another one to watch. So watch number 12 as the top scorer, 11 as the other second top scorer. And then Malik Arrington, their guard here, number 1, at 5 assists per game. Yeah. I think we should be about 17-9, not really this close. Well, let's take a look at the stats. Hey, Bud, as the dog has made its way back into the room and decides to sit right on down. He's being very tired. Where's my stats tab? Oh, there's my stats tab. Okay. Yeah, so definitely not going great. We are shooting an atrocious 27.3%. Lebanon Christ. Thank you for the sub on YouTube, by the way. Thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, we look sloppy. I agree, Cat Fan. I mean, 3 of 11. Uh, 3 of 11 from the field, a 27.3% field goal percentage, and 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. Like I said, I think this is the Thanksgiving hangover game, and Archangel's probably right with what the strategy should be here. We should just be slamming it inside. I mean, Kaman Malowach has 2 points. They scored as the only bucket that he got. And it was a pretty easy bucket, to be fair. I mean, he got it like 5 feet from the basket, took 2 steps, and then was like, dunked it. So there you go. We're also being out rebounded again, which is not a good sign, especially from the Seattle team. I mean, we're being out rebounded 8-6 at the moment. The Kansas game is the only game this season where Duke has actually lost the rebounding margin. We lost it by 6, 31-25, which is not great. I mean, that was kind of a part of the game where, I mean, there were, especially late in the game, right? You can think that there was there were 2 specific. That should be a foul. That is absolutely a foul against Mason Gillis, who just held on to the guy so he couldn't score a 2-point underneath the basket. There were 2 defensive possessions late in the Kansas game where there was literally 3 Kansas Jayhawks. No, sorry, it was 3 Duke Blue Devils and 1 Kansas Jayhawk in the paint. And the Kansas Jayhawk is the one that comes up with the rebound over 3 of our guys. And like, he's not taller than any of them. He just happens to be at the right place at the right time and get the rebound. And so you end up not being able to close those 2 possessions. And it's just brutal. It like reminds you of games last year where you had Duke who just could not finish out defensive possessions to save its life. And like, yeah, it was not good. That was Victor Rashkovich for a single point at the free throw line, as it's 10 all at the moment. Yeah. As Foster is going to turn it over down low. That's not good, as we have a run out here for Seattle. Proctor with an incredible defensive block. And in order to stop the run out, Seattle U fouls here. That'll be a foul on Dawson to stop the Caleb Foster run out. The Red Hawk logo. I like the Red Hawk logo. I like it a lot better than the S and the U. It looks way cooler, and I decided I have to go with the alternate logo for sure. As Proctor comes across on the curl, there's Malowach trying to do this little 2-man pick and roll, but nothing going as Knipple tries to drive into the paint and scores himself. I feel like that was a very similar play to the one they tried to run at the end of the Kansas game, and just instead of passing it, Knipple just actually takes that one to the rim. In this case, it kind of worked. The jerseys with the red and the black, they are kind of cool. They do they're very noticeable. They actually remind me a lot of the Louisville Cardinal. They look like the Louisville Cardinal jerseys, although Louisville's usually red and white, but I feel like they definitely have a black version of the kit. As, ooh, wow, we almost throw it out of bounds there. A nipple in the corner for 3. Yes, actually, he drills that one. That's about as far in the corner as you can actually get. So, the first time that Seattle's made an improvement to a logo that not stick their letters. So yeah, I mean, Nick, whether they make you or not, you can you can't let us down, man. You just got to try to make it either way. So, good defense by Gillis, better offense there by Seattle. That's number 12. Oh, there's Moncrief. That's the one that I was saying, as he scores right over Gillis. That's the one's averaging about 14.5 points per game. As Knipple puts, I think he was trying to alley-oop this to Malowach. I don't know. It turned out to be a terrible pass. Turned out to be a terrible shot, which could have actually started as a terrible pass. But anyway. Dude, Orlando, I saw the score. I can't even. The Chiefs are. It's really lucky. I didn't get a chance to watch the game. I had a sense though. I had friends playing fantasy like players on either side of that matchup. Um, it was so odd. Like those divisional games are so interesting because you're never really like Vegas and KC. Like that game should not be close, especially like based on how Vegas is. Not a great season. Is Flag tried to go to Malawatch for another alley oop and they couldn't get that to work, so they have to reset the offense here. But oddly enough, those divisional matchups do end up like actually being closer than you would expect. As Proctor finds Malawatch for the assist. And now we finally get it rolling as it seems that John Shire and the Blue Devils have caught up with Cat Fan's plan to just pound it down low to the big guy, because that seems like the what they were doing, what we should be doing all along. I don't know if they would have lost to the Bears. They would have definitely gone to overtime, or they could have gone to overtime. I mean, they still could have blocked the kick. The guy could have missed the kick. Like any kind of shenanigans could have happened on the kick, right? But yeah, that was a disaster. I mean, I watched it live and I was like, I sort of couldn't believe it. I was like, are they just like gonna like call timeout, or are they gonna like let this thing run down? Because like Caleb Williams you can also call timeout from the field, right? Like you don't it doesn't have to be the coach that's the one that calls that particular timeout. But he's like, okay, he's just gonna like let them play this out, and like they think they have a play, and then as soon as he snapped the ball with like 7 seconds left, I was like, okay, they're kind of in trouble here. And then he didn't actually throw it until the 4 seconds left, and I'm like, all right, there's no way, because like it's gonna take 2 or 3 seconds like to fly in the air, and by the time this thing lands, the game's over. And then he completely scuffed it. I mean, they fired him this morning, so like, yeah, there you go. Although I'm not sure if I would have necessarily. So you can't spike the ball in that situation, obviously, but it is a bit. I'm not sure exactly what I would have done. Because it's like 3rd and a mile, right? It was like 3 for 26 as Proctor drills another 3. And he's right back on schedule. It was like 3rd and 26 or something, if I'm not mistaken. Because they had gotten a holding penalty and then they had sacked him. And with like 24 seconds left. So say you call a timeout, okay? That's your final timeout with 24 seconds left in the game, and you go 3 and 26. So then you have to get something. You get one play to the sideline. You're only like 5 yards out of like field goal range or whatever. So okay, so you get something to the sideline, try to pick up 10 yards. They're obviously not going to give you the first down, but you try to pick up 10, and then you try to stop the clock. I mean, I suppose you could get something in the middle of the field, but actually you could not. No, you can't get anything in the middle of the field because you can't stop the clock. So because you can't spike it, because it would have been 4th down, which is why this gets a little tricky, actually. So you don't have that option. So your only option is to do something to either of the flats, like 5 or like 8 yard out route to the flat, and then go out of bounds. Because if you do not get out of bounds, the game will end on you, because there's no way you can like. I doubt there's any way that you can like bring your field goal unit on the field in time. Although, had you called the timeout, you probably could have like arranged it such that like, okay, the field goal unit is ready to go. Like if we don't not get out of bounds, like the field goal unit is like on, right? You're just going. But yeah, it's an incredibly messy situation. I guess the alternative would have just been to kick the field goal right there on 3rd and 26. I suppose you can always do that too. And you give the Lions like 20 seconds worth of time to like try to do it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Proctor might be the leader guy. Should we be considering that? I mean, I think Proctor it's junior year Proctor. I would think he is kind of the lead guy. The interesting one to me, though, is why Proctor doesn't get the ball in end of game situations if he is the lead guy. If he is the lead guy like that, we should probably try to get him the ball in clutch time, because we don't have Jeremy Roach anymore, so our clutch shot making has kind of walked out the door and went to Baylor to go hit clutch shots for them, uh, as he's done already this season. So yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, at least call the timeout to kick the field goal. But like, yeah, they could have done anything that wasn't that. Mason Gillis needs to step up. Not happy with his performance against Kansas. That we all agree on. Mason Gillis, I think I had said earlier at the onset that one is that's the transfer I've sort of like I'm least sold on. I think it had one of the most like the higher expectations because he's a fifth year. He's a fifth year guy. He's coming up from a team that has championship pedigree in Purdue. But no, yeah. Of course it's on TV, Nick. It's all televised. It's on NBC, I'm pretty sure. It's like on the national networks. Yeah. Yeah, Proctor has been shooting the best out of the Blue Devils. He's been shooting the best from three for sure. He's 50% from three. Although tonight we only have 4 Blue Devils in the box score, actually. We don't even have Cooper Flagg in the box score yet. He has actually not even scored. As Seattle U is going to jack a 3 here. They had about 1 or 2 seconds left on the shot clock as we came back from the TV timeout there. As this is playing pretty good defense on Cooper Flagg. Malik Brown is going to go for 3. That's no good. Weak side rebound there, deflected by Gongba, who's back in the game, which is nice to see. That's an offensive foul. No, okay. I looked like Cooper Flagg gave him the chicken wing, actually, but Gama is going to pick up 1 there. Wait, who is Jack Golke? That wasn't Kaman. That was Gongba. That was Patrick Gongba, who's in the game off the bench. Who, remember, we did see in the Wofford game. We didn't see him in the Arizona or the Kansas games, though. I mean, he was on what looked to be a bit of a minutes restriction as he picks up a nice foul, a nice steal rather, and then he gets fouled. So he did cause Gama to pick up a foul. So yeah, this is an interesting addition to the lineup is Gongba, number 21, who's been trying to come back from a foot injury. He had suffered injury while in his senior year of high school as well. That was part of the recovery. Oh, the Oakland bracket buster. Yes. Okay, I know who you're talking about now. Oh my gosh, Malik Brown is so short. He should not be shooting threes. That is not the person we need shooting threes right now. Oh, nice. Knipple comes up from behind and steals it, and now Seattle is going to deflect it out of bounds in transition as it'll stay with the Blue Devils. We'll get another shot at it. I love how Knipple just came in out of nowhere after essentially he was trying to save a rebound, found himself in the press row there of the Cram and Crazy section, rejoins the engagement and manages a steal. Oakland busted your bracket last year. That was crazy. That was a lot of fun. What was that? A 13 or a 14 seed, right? That was a travel. That was a travel by Cooper Flagg, shuffling the feet in the paint, but he gets away with it anyway. The refs apparently weren't watching. 22-14 here as the Duke is finally starting to separate here late in the first. +8 at the moment here. Now this is kind of how we kind of expected the game to go. Chris Hand, welcome in. Good evening. Happy Friday. Happy post-Thanksgiving Friday to you. That's an over-the-back call 100% of the time on Moncrief, who held Cooper Flagg down with his left hand while he tried to rebound with his right. Not a chance. Since the tournament, Jack has 6 NBA summer points and 3 for his European club. We did so. Was it 8 points or 0.8 points? That is, I mean, it's kind of hard, man. Like, you have these, like, sure, these college kids who have this, like, these, like, this one-hit wonder, essentially, of, like, window. They have their Cinderella moment, right? But they actually, like, aren't that good. And, like, it is 0.8, yeah. I don't know if that was a blockout, Archangel. I think it was certainly not in a not a willing blockout. I mean, Cooper Flaggett was like hunched over, like trying to. He was facing the wrong direction, even. Oh, we got a foul there on Gongba. I think they're gonna pick him off. Let's see what kind of minutes restriction Gongba is on today. It was about 4 or 5 minutes per half in the Wofford game. Nick, you can make 3-pointers. My brother can make 3-pointers too. I certainly can't make any 3-pointers. And we get the roller there for Paris Dawson, who gets his first free throw. He kept him from getting the rebound. Yes, and he actually picked up 2 points for his effort because it was an offensive foul of sorts, rather, but he was able to shoot some free throws there. Let's see what Flag's. Oh my gosh, Flag is wide open in the corner. Proctor needs to land that pass earlier. Oh, he was about to get the and one. Not quite. Cooper Flag wanted that one bad as Don gets his picks up his second personal. Davidson updated their logo. All right, we'll check for the Davidson, the Wildcats, Davidson Wildcats, those guys. We'll have to. Man, that logo's been around for a long time. Should have been, and that should have been an end one. That should absolutely have been an end one. I think Flag wanted the hammer. I mean, especially after he threw it down against Kansas, Flag wanted that one. I've missed 2 points for someone. I think I'm missing 2 points for Cooper Flag. Maybe. Yeah, he's hit all 4 of his free throws, but he might. Was it 26-16? I've lost count at some point. We'll fix it here in a minute. It is 6 points for Flag because he got 2. And a rebound. Oh my goodness. Gongba leaves it. The rebound for the Seattle player who misses the dunk. Proctor looking for Flag here. There's the pick and roll action. Flag reverses the ball out to Sion James. Sion James. Oh, Flag with the rebound. He's going to try to set it right back. That's another foul on Maldonado, and Flag will go to the free throw line yet again. So Flag managing to score in a variety of ways today. Actually, except for shooting threes. Wildcat got changed from the diamond one to the regular one. All right, we'll rate it during halftime. Let's do that. And Flag misses the front end of the 1-and-1 as actually the ball goes out on Seattle. So Duke will retain possession 26-16. And Alabama A&M. Okay. It's such a random team. Which one? Isn't there like there's an A&M team with like a dragon or something? Oof. Sion James drills 3 from the corner. Well, actually, not really from the corner. We'll call it from the wing. Cooper's brother going to play for Maine next year? Maybe. I don't think he's being recruited by Duke. At least now that I've heard. Seattle driving here. That one by Moncrief. No good. It's too strong, actually. Good defense by Duke. Proctor is wide open in the wing on the same spot that Sion hit it from. And he comes up empty. I think about the Tiffin Dragons. Maybe. I feel like there's like a green dragon somewhere. Wow. 3 points there for Deshaun Stevens from Seattle. And Flag gets fouled again by Moncrief. That'll be his second. As Flag is going to go to the free throw line when we get back. I'm going to see that box out here for a second that we had talked about. Is this the one? I'm looking because I feel like I've forgotten one of these Cooper Flag buckets. No, I know I didn't actually. Oh, okay, yeah. That was the one I said he walked. He did not. It's Florida A&M. I think they are the Rattlers, but the logo's a green snake with its tongue sticking out. That must be it. That must be the one. That must be it. And then he goes to the line for a 1-on-1 off the rebounding one. Okay, yeah. So I do have the correct recollection of the sequence of events here. All right, I'm good. This is my mind there for a second. Let's see. I have shorted somebody for. I've shorted a bunch of people on fouls. Let's see. Maldonado's got 2. Dan has 3. That's 1. Panza has 1. 2 and 2. So that's the 11 team fouls there. And 3, 4. Arrington has 4. That's what I was missing. And Duke has 3, 6, 5, 8, 4, 2. Oh, Sion James's 3-pointer was downgraded to a 2-pointer here, as apparently that was reviewed and his foot was on the line. Okay, so it's only Duke by 9 here for a second. All right, cool. And welcome in, Shane, by the way. Good evening to you. Happy post-Thanksgiving. Sion has been sneaky good as well. I agree. He's been... he's made like the right plays at the right times. I feel like his contributions are you look at his contributions and you're just like, you shake your head, you nod your head, and you're like, yep, that's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sometimes the brothers just have other interests or aren't quite as good, like Hal Filipowski's twin brother that plays at Harvard. Double devil. Yeah, true. We're a little spoiled because we're getting both the. Duke is keeping tabs on the other 4 Knippel brothers. Well, Duke kept a lot of tabs on the Cameron Boozer brothers, which happen to be twins, which both of them are coming to Durham. So I don't know. I feel like the brothers thing, like, just go back to, like, did we really need all 3 Plumlee brothers? I mean, come on, guys. Like, did we really need all 4 of them? All 3 of them? Like, probably not. Okay. It was a little excessive. So, like, it's okay if, like, we don't get all of them. All right. We got Cooper Flag at the line. I mean, none of them sequentially had better, like, footwork than the other one either. So it was, like, not... I don't know. I'm still salty about it. Cooper Flag 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Having 2 is okay. Yeah, I don't know if you need all 3. Ooh, Sion James almost steals it. Actually, his body on the floor. Another one of this is another fantastic Sion James play. I mean, look at the hustle and the effort. Anybody taking Auburn over Bama tomorrow? It's actually at Alabama. If it was at Auburn, I'd be like, maybe. 3:18 to go here in the first. 10-point game as Malowich gets another block. Archangel. Wow, we've got 2 people in chat that are picking Auburn over Bama. Goodness gracious. What has Alabama done to deserve that? That would be wild. That would basically kick Bama out of the playoff, would it not? So basically we have 2 people here who do not want to see Alabama in the playoff, is what it's come down to. That would be crazy. I have no qualms about it one way or the other. I just think it would be rather crazy. And both of them at the line for Moncrief is 2 of 2. Also, because I know Double Devil is in the chat, I just saw Benji in the student section again. So how long has it? It has been what, 7 years since we've been in grad school, and the man is still holding down the fort. Oh my goodness. Bama has not been the same this year. Yeah, they've definitely looked vulnerable. So, all right, Duke by 8 with 3 minutes to go as Tyrese Proctor gets ready to check back in. Here's the step back 3, no good there for Seattle as Sion James comes down with a rebound and he's trying to push. Foster gives it over to Evans and over to Sion. It's a double team by the Redhawks over to Caleb Foster. The 3-pointer is open but missed as Malik Brown and Cooper Flag both get the rebound there. And there's the Isaiah Evans 3-pointer. Beautiful looking stroke by Isaiah Evans who knocks it down. Nice time to get your first points. As Sion James is absolutely going to get in the middle of that passing lane. Gives it aside to Flag with a throwdown. Timeout. There's the energy from the Blue Devils. Nice. Yeah, if Gillis can't hit the 3, you go with Evans. I mean, Evans missed like a wide open one earlier this game, so you were kind of scratching your head like, oh, was that really the right call? Yes, it was the right call. That was a beautiful looking stroke. And then the Cooper Flag one there off the steal. But look, I mean, Cooper Flag had a fantastic finish, but that play was started by Sion James. So I think it was Cat Fan that was saying that Sion had been sneakily good this year. And we were all in agreement on that. When you see this it's been on display today. He's got 4 rebounds. He's got a steal, which I guess a successful steal. He's been very disruptive in 2 points, but it feels like his impact has been much larger than what that stat box would suggest at the moment. Wish we had 2 flags. There can only be one. Duke has opened a 13-point lead here at 2:19 to be exact, left to go in the first as Proctor's back in. Duke trying to get the hit the accelerator here for a second and put some distance between them and the Redhawks before they go into the halftime locker room. Oh, well, yeah, I don't think you'd have them both on the court at the same time. 2 flags. Flag 1, flag 2. Nice defense by Cooper as we were just talking about him there. It was the rebound to James. James is going to get it. He's going to drive. Strong drive, but going to be out on him. Better defense by Seattle, looks like. As James comes up empty on that possession. And we resume defense. Duke kind of extending defensive pressure a little bit. Not letting Seattle just bring it up to the half court without making them think about it. 7 turnovers for each team, actually. Oh, that was Sion. James gets called for a reach-in foul. Actually, the 16 turnovers there by Kansas the other day? It's the most that Kansas had all season. But Duke has forced opponents into double-digit turnovers in each game this season. So the Duke defense has been very active throughout it. And Dawson at the free throw line makes the first. And he's going for the second, and he will make it. So that's 4 points for him. 23 points total for Seattle U. So we've got 34-23 with 90 seconds left in the first. Knipple and the high screen by Flag. They're trying to get the pick and roll. They don't get it to Flag. They get it to Malik Brown, who throws the ball right into the cheerleaders. Butterfingers. Wow. Pretty terrible Butterfingers, actually. Oh, where'd the puppy go? Oh, he just walked out of the room. Is Dawson thought about the 3, drove it instead, gets the ball back here. They're going to try their own little screen and roll action. And 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to make something happen here. Flag tries to contest Malik Goma, and cannot. So 2 extra points there for Seattle. Nice action. There's Isaiah Evans in the corner. Great find by Brown. In and out for Evans. Cooper Flag saves it, actually. Proctor is going to take a deep 3-pointer. My goodness, that was from NBA range. Wow, the step back jump shot. I thought we went way too quick. We should have held the ball to run the clock out on the half, but Proctor is just like, nah, I think I'm just going to jack this thing up. Whoa. Malik Brown with a rebound, and actually that's going to run the clock out on the first half. That was Seth Curry range. What a 3. Yeah, I agree. Holy cow, that was something else. Actually, sweet. We got replays tonight, chat. We are cooking. All right, let's see. I mean, this thing is from. So this is the extra. This is what I was saying. Is the extra pass here? Nice extra pass, Brown to here at Evans. Evans should have hit this one. All right, but look at this rebound. What effort. Okay, so you could basically. You could get 10 seconds left in the clock if you had actually kind of held that one. But, I'll take it. Whew, my goodness. Grilling that one. All right. So, we wanted to... Okay, first thing we wanted to do was a assessment of some new logos. Which ones did we want? We wanted... Davidson. Branding, new logo. Davidson College, featuring a stylized combination of the letters D and C. What? This one? There's no Wildcat in this. Where'd the cat go? Oh, here it is. A refreshed Wildcat rendering stands out among competitor schools in the A10. Okay, I can dig this. This is actually pretty cool. Actually, I like this one. Sort of an interesting... Okay, so this is the Wildcat, and then they did It did like an offset entities on this on the outside frame of this, on the outside outline of this Wildcat, and then expanded it. Okay, to give it a bit more contrast. I can see it. I wonder if this should have been red. Probably not. It definitely pops out at you. A UNC player is being interviewed at halftime about is the oh yeah that that is next time they should just come ask me. I'll give them the halftime interview. We could just do it, or I can do the halftime interview for them. Okay, I like it. This is good. I like this rebrand. I don't know how much it costs them, but it looks good. Look at Joel Berry's eyes. He's dying inside how much they make him learn and talk about Duke. Let's see. There's the fake smile. Oh, now he's talking about misses and late game execution. Now he's talking about Duke losses. Oh, and they cut away from him. Savage. All the Tari Hole memorabilia. Got a bunch of golden Rams. Oh my goodness. All right, what was the other one? Florida. Was it Florida A&M? Auburn A&M. Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M. Oh, this is a little harder to find. This one with the bulldog? That's a cool pup. This one? That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Interesting, like, you can see kind of what they did here is they split this logo in half, and then they've filled in, they've basically they've inverted the colors. So everything that was maroon on the right side is white, and everything that's white is maroon. And it creates an interesting effect, except for up here on the ears. Like, this white ear is a lot easier to see. This one, not so much. This one is a little, it's kind of odd what happens here, because it looks like the ear is cut into with this maroon, versus like here, very clear, it looks like the ear is kind of folded over. This one looks wrong. That really like catches your attention, and it looks kind of wrong. Anyway, is that what we? I do like it, but it does look a little odd. Something looks slightly off about this one. Let's talk about Mr. Flag. We've got a little bit of time to do so. Mr. Cooper, 2 of 5 from the line. Another sort of inefficient game for him. 5 of 7 from the free throw line. At least that's good. When do they announce the bowl games? After next week. Texas and Duke and Texas A&M. Yeah, I mean, they have to play the game. They have to play their game tomorrow, because you have to have the final records in order to do the bowls. And then actually, no, sorry, not even after next week. They have to do them after the championship games. So Duke would actually not be crushed if A&M played them. If you recall, back in 2012, Duke played Texas A&M in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta. I went to the game. and that was Johnny Manziel's final college game, and he beat us, but it wasn't by a lot. It wasn't by a lot. He had his Johnny Manziel moment there in the game on a third down late in the game that beat us, but yeah, it wasn't. It was close. It was very close. So Mr. Flag with 9 points to lead all Blue Devils. Proctor's got 8. Knippel's got another 8. Flag with 4 rebounds, maybe on double watch, depends. 2 assists. Proctor with 3 assists here. Only one over. All in all, it felt like Duke kind of got it going there at the end. I mean, the start was like really messy. The first 10 minutes of the game looked all out of sorts. I think we all sort of agree on that. We were shooting 28% in those first 10 minutes, and then we ended the half with 44.4. So we definitely did a much better showing in the second half of the first half than in that first half of the first half. Seattle has only made 6 field goals total. Wait, somehow they're 12 of 15 from the free throw line, and so therefore they have 24 points. I was going to say, like, we've made more free throws than Seattle has made field goals. Duke 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Seattle only 6 of 23 from the floor. Yeah, Penn State. Are they in the playoff? Yeah, Penn State is 4. Oh, this is the Louisville finish. Oh, there's 5 seconds left. Yeah, Penn State here at number 4. They're 10-1. Notre Dame, Miami. There's the ACC team. So you take the top. Well, why is it showing me 20 teams when there's only 10? That's not right. Oh, this isn't. Oh, the AI doesn't understand. Okay. Why doesn't it just. The AI doesn't understand there's only 12 teams. I mean, Archangel, Duke tried to hire enough. We've tried to hire offensive coaches. Like, I mean, Elko was supposed to be the one. It was actually pretty good, but what is this? Why can't I just see what the bracket is? What is it doing? It doesn't tell me like who's. Just give me the bracket. Like they reveal this every Tuesday, right? Weird. I don't understand why it just doesn't show me the one that they did the other day. Very weird. Huh. Nick, what does a 2-in-1 charger do? Is it like a battery and charger all in one? Huh. I don't know why it's like doesn't, because you can't take straight 1 through 12 because there's like certain rules about um like the champions and the at-large teams. If Michigan beats Ohio State, actually Michigan and Duke would be a great one. That would be great. That'd be a great football one. Before we get back to the basketball action, take a look at the rebounding. That's flipped in our favor, 22 to 14. So +8 on the boards here for Duke. Getting back to our winning ways on the rebounding side of things, which is very nice. The turnovers are not great. I'd like to see us turn it over 10 times or less in total on the game. So that means we can only turn it over twice for the rest of the game. So let's see if we can do that. If we do that, this thing will become a blowout very quickly, even more so than it like. I guess if you're winning by 12 at half, you say, okay, we'll win it by 24, but in full time, which would be a bit of a blowout. But it could be even more than that if we start taking care of the ball. All right, folks. So what did everybody have for their? Oh, it charges 2 things at once. I see. What did everybody have for their Thanksgiving? What was the best? What was the winner? What was the Thanksgiving dinner winner for y'all? Best dish. Yeah, that's a Cat fan. That's another team, Illinois, that we have to play. It's another opportunity to get a big quad 1 win there. I mean, we absolutely need to beat Auburn. Absolutely have to beat Auburn. Then we're gonna have to beat Louisville. Yeah, and then we'll see. Turkey and pomegranate. Interesting combination. I like it though. Pomegranate. I like it. Welcome back in, everybody, as we're ready to roll once again. The ready to go here. We'll reset the fouls. 11. There was 7 actually. 2, 6. 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. Okay. 5, 5. 10. And this should be Flag Evans. Nipple, Malawach, James, Gillis with 2. There's the 8. Okay. Cool. All right, here we go. Duke by 12 as Foster is going to try to get things going with a 3. That ricochets right off the rim. So that's not good. He got the scoring for Duke started with a 3 at the start of this game. Knipple tries to body up down low in the paint. Foster kicks it out to Proctor. Nice find. And Proctor way off as Malawach tries to corral the rebound but cannot. And so it'll go out on Duke. Nut apple pie. Huh. Actually, you know what? The apple pie was missing. That's very disappointing. The apple pie was missing for me. Too bad. Like a healthy apple pie. Maldonado for 3. That's no good. Foster comes down with that rebound, and Duke is off to the races. As Foster's going to try, oof, what a beautiful spin move and the lay-in. Caleb Foster with the speed. and the determination. As Seattle looking at good active hands by Duke, it'll stay with, no, it'll actually be stolen by Duke up ahead. And that is Foster again in the perfect position to receive the pass from Cooper Flagg. 4 quick points for Caleb Foster, and Duke extends. And we have a quick timeout here for Seattle. And that was very quick, as Duke is extended to a 16-point lead. I like this Foster. This is a good Foster. I agree. So Duke cruising here at the start of the second half. Whew. Man, I have to say, I think I'm still tired from the turkey last night. So this quick timeout, it's not a 30-second timeout. They went for a full timeout, it seems. Game details. Whoops. They went for the full timeout. I think Foster is better than he's playing. He's just dribbling too much. Yeah, he needs to be so quicker, more decisive. Quicker and more decisive, and yeah, less thinking about it. Yeah, Archangel also recovering from the turkey. Yeah, man, it's whew. Been working on my Christmas playlist in the process of watching the game, making sure I got plenty of options. Oh my goodness, I can't stand the Christmas music, Timothy. It drives me insane. Foster is a solid shooter, but he's a solid finisher at the rim too. I feel like he's just got like this explosive speed that he doesn't utilize enough. And then he settles for shots. I don't know. That's kind of a to each their own. That is true. Live and let live. Although, to be fair, you are now well within your rights to begin the Christmas music phase as we are officially past Thanksgiving. You can hang the tree up. You can do the Christmas music. It is now allowed. Now for sure allowed. Man, this is a really long timeout. What is going on? It's like they forgot that there was a game going. We just like never got back to it. Also, I'm pretty sure this is 41-25. I don't know why my stats is behind. What jerseys is Duke wearing against Wake Forest? They're like the Duke football team? I have no idea. Probably home whites. I think it's senior day, right? Should be home white, I would think. All right, let's see what Seattle has coming out of this timeout. I mean, Seattle's not a bad team, right? They've got 3 20-win seasons. So their last 3 seasons, they've had 20 wins in each of those seasons. Not bad, but they are definitely outclassed here, and it is going to start rolling, especially if Duke scores this one once again. Duke by 16, threatening to go up. And more. Nice pass inside to Malawach there. We've got 10 seconds on the shot clock here for Knipple to make something happen. Oh my God, they're going to call a moving screen on Malawach. Oh my goodness, man, come on. It's like so bad. It's not only is it so obvious, like egregiously obvious, like yikes, man, yikes. Timothy, you just run the gambit there across like all different genres of the Christmas music. Maybe I could go for some of the traditional gospel versions of it, but I can't take the Michael Bublé ones. Not happening. Cooper Flag picks up his second on the rebounding action. Seattle gets to inbound and reinitiate the offense here. And Cooper Flag is going to come down with the rebound. Flag out to Foster. Foster for three. Doesn't think about it very much. Just kind of sets it up, and we've got a foul on the floor. Malawach trying to go up with the offensive board. And who are we going to get that foul called on? On Maldonado. That's his third personal here. Oof, yeah. Knipple for three on the catch and airmails it, actually. Cooper Flag manages to save it, deflecting the pass off of a Seattle player. And so Duke will try to resume again. Flag gets the inbound pass here. Duke resetting offense for the third time on this possession. Nice find, actually. That hockey assist. Give Knipple a hockey assist, give Flag the real assist, and give Malawach the 2 points. That was beautiful passing there with Duke basketball at the 17-minute mark. We'll check it out at halftime. We'll check it out at the under 16 timeout. So Seattle still hasn't scored here in the second half, and they won't do so on this possession. Duke threatening again. Proctor going to step into the three. Yes, nothing but the bottom of the net. As Proctor breaks into double figures, he's got 11, and Duke is now up 21. So from up 12 at half to up 21, Duke is just pumping out on all cylinders here in the second. Seven on the shot clock here for Seattle, down to 5. They got to make it happen off the backboard. Nothing. Flag can't come down with a rebound. He was only going after it with one hand, not very strong. And it was stolen by Seattle. What else would you expect? Here's their attempted screen and roll. They give it back. Actually, no, they're going to give this one back to Stevens. Stevens going to take long range. In and out. In and out. And that is the under 16 timeout. All right, so let's go back a second. I want to rewind to this. Yeah, I mean, this passing action is like so nice. You get the inbounds here, Flag, freeze it here for a second. You got Knipple, and then you got Malawach, Foster with the inbound, Proctor here on the side. Proctor has been hitting threes from this corner all day. Actually, that was the one that put us up 21, is the one that he hit from that side. And this is fantastic vision, because this guy is on an island right now. Once Flag beat his dude, this guy's on an island. If he steps up, Flag's going to put it over the top or dump it down. If he goes back to try to cover Malawach, Flag is just going to dunk this thing on its head. He actually ends up stepping up. Perfect body control here to not knock him over and get called for a charge. Instead, he pulls up at the right time, hands it off. Malawach, easy 2 points. Clinic. Nicely done. Proctor has found his shot. Proctor with 11 points so far tonight, being one of the top Duke scorers. Actually, the top Duke scorer tonight with 11. The Flag only has 9, but he has 7 rebounds. So Flag is for sure on double-double watch at this point. But Proctor here, 3 of 8. So actually, he's 3 of 8 from the field and 3 of 8 from 3. He hasn't taken any 2-point shots at all. So it's just a 3-point show there for Proctor, and shooting about 37.5%, which is not bad from 3. But yeah, that's where we're at. So Flag with 9 points and 3 rebounds will keep tabs on that throughout the night as he tries to go for his double-double here. I like all kinds of styles during the year, not just Christmas. Yes, I figured. The Christmas one is just this particular. I just have a particular gripe. I can't. Oh my god! And the Mariah Carey. Don't even get me started, man. I just turned the radio off. So bad. Who's their Duke Christmas gear? There's plenty of Duke Christmas gear. You can make Duke ornaments. I almost made some. I could have made some Duke ornaments that I would. Yeah, you have Duke Duke Santa hats, Duke blue Santa hats. Yeah. Okay, Mariah Carey, thumbs down. We agree on that. Okay, all right. There is peace on earth. We have agreed that Mariah Carey is thumbs down, especially when it comes to the Christmas music. This is a big revelation. We have to take a moment to recognize how big this is. The British classic rock. There you go, Archangel. 3-pointer here for Seattle as the shot clock was winding down. Seattle is stuck at 25, ladies and gentlemen, and they cannot get off of it as Gillis is back in the game, as is Brown and James, and we've got a foul there by Seattle. I got a Duke ornament of a Blue Devil. Nice. A Duke raincoat for the dog. That's an interesting one. Or a Duke sweater. You know, yeah, I keep meaning to get the dog some sort of Duke gear, and I haven't. I've never done it. But yeah, there's the Duke Santa hats, which are very popular, obviously. There's Duke stockings. Duke stockings is a great one. That's another great one. You know, if you really love someone, you'll get them tickets to the Duke UNC game for Christmas. Depending if that shows that you really love them. No, Seattle has not scored yet in the second half. They're still dry. By my count, at least, unless I missed it. Nope, they haven't. They have not. We are 5 minutes and 20 seconds into this second half, and they still haven't scored. See, Bon Jovi, Journey, Boston. Now we're talking. That's the stuff right there. That's real. That's the real classic. That's like classic American rock. That's the real stuff right there. That's the 80s. That's the best decade of rock. Well, I mean, the Beatles was pretty good, but they predated that. Yes. It's a foul on Proctor. They might actually have a chance here if this is considered a shooting foul. I don't think it will be, but it was not considered a shooting foul. They have to continue. Oh, they actually put in a player that hasn't played at all this season? Okay. All right. We're 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3. Good defense by Malik Brown, and there's going to be a shot clock violation. This is going to be a shot clock violation here as Duke just completely dominating on the defensive end. Actually, so yeah, Cat Fan, the alternative rock stuff, I like it too, and I like some of the punk rock, like the alternative rock, like obviously like the Chili Peppers, the Killers, um, some of my favorites, uh, and then like Linkin Park is like a guilty pleasure, which I appreciate a lot more now than I did when I was a kid, which is or when I was like a teenager, because they were like big in my teenage years, but I never like they were around obviously, but for some reason I just appreciated that more now than I did then. I don't know, it's weird. It just yeah. I ag- agree. So Proctor with 12 though. R.I.P. Chester, but like I think Emily's pretty good. It's a pretty good stand-in, I gotta say. They've done a really good job. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole new album, but like Emptiness Machine is one hell of a song, man. I could listen to that on repeat, I think forever. It is incredible. And that's like it has such a classic Linkin Park sound that you listen to and you're like, yeah, this is Linkin Park for sure. Like I listened to like you have like 5 seconds of the song and you're like, okay, these guys are back. It's great. So Heavy as the Crown is such an interesting one. I don't for some reason it doesn't quite fit my style. Like I understand it and I understand obviously I understand why people appreciate it or why people like it. Like it's just like this really heavy it's like it's got this perfect Linkin Park sound. Like you could hear Chester probably singing that song in your head and you'd be like, yeah, this completely fits. It's a little too strong for me personally. It's a little too strong for me, but I understand why people love it, so it makes sense. Yeah, Seattle still the 3-pointer is no good. I mean, eventually they're gonna hit one, right? I mean, we're going 6.5 minutes here. We're gonna go almost 2 TV timeouts to say Evans for 3. No, that's too strong. Actually, hits the back of the backboard, and Seattle has a chance in transition. Will this be the one? Will it be the one? No, they have to pull this out and actually set up a half-court defense. Cooper Flag is late to rotate, and it's a travel by Seattle. So that is not going to be the one. It's not the one. Not it. That's not it. I mean, Duke has held these guys. Look, we've only scored 11. Like, okay, we're up 23, but like 11 points in 7 minutes is also not great. Like, we probably should be doing a little better than what we are doing. But it's still pretty impressive defensively, actually. Oh, and Gongba couldn't get it, but Gillis is fighting for the rebound, and Seattle comes up with the rebound. As they're gonna try again. Nope, can't do it. Rebound Seattle again. And we got a held ball here. That'll keep it with. No, they're gonna call a foul. Ooh, they're gonna call a foul. Oh, hi Ben. Hey Ash, what's up? You got rid of some music you grew up with. There's other ones. There's other guilty like the Offspring, for example. When that comes on the radio, that's a lot of nostalgia from back in the day. Uh, the Sum 41s of the world. A lot of the emo like 90s music is like in that like guilty pleasure category. Another turnover, and Isaiah Evans with an emphatic throwdown. He said, wow. He said, I don't need the 3-point shot. I just need the dunk. And here we go. Duke has doubled up Seattle 50-25. Wow. Okay, Isaiah Evans couldn't get his shot to go from 3. He's hit 1. But yeah, that was wow, he saw the lane open up and he just went for it. Oh, and Seattle is finally going to get to the free throw line. I think this is it, chat. They are finally going to get points, man. They're finally going to get points here. After the TV timeout, though. My goodness. Woo! This is the one that they couldn't get that one.
All right. I mean, this is a great effort here. So Ngongba up to Flag. Got a nice find by Flag to Evans. And, like, I don't know where the Seattle player was going because, like, Gillis in the corner was already covered. I don't know what they were planning on doing there. It's like the 21 on Seattle is like, oh, go guard that guy. He's like, what? He completely leaves Isaiah Evans wide open, and Evans is like, thank you very much. Bang, right to the rack. As well he should have. Well played. It was yes, it was a 2 point. It was a 1917, which is probably doesn't help his blood pressure any more than what we've said. So there you go. 3-1. Okay. Dawson is 1. A couple more fouls that I'm missing here. 3-1-3. Go. 1. Okay, hold on. Cooper Flag has 1. Evans has 2. Okay, that was assessed to Evans. Got it. Knipple 2. Malawatch 2. Deion James 2. Gillis 2. Gongva 1. All right, we're good. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, Archangel, like, the problem is that you don't know which, like, they've both kind of been like, they've both had their moments, and then they've both kind of been like, right? And so you, like, it's hard to say which one is going to be the one, right? Like, how do you, like, how do you know which one to play and give the minutes to, right? It's like neither has really asserted themselves. But yeah, Seattle hasn't scored yet at all in the second half. They are going to the free throw line, however. They were fouled here we just had the TV timeout, so they will go to the free throw line, assuming they will hit their free throws. They're 12 of 15 so far tonight, so I got to say that's probably going to be, like, they'll probably get at least one of the 2 free throws they will finally score. Hunter Dickinson is not going to be out for any games. You just get ejected for one game and you don't have to miss the next one. Seattle is 6 for 33 and has missed the last 11 field goals. They've scored 12 at the free throw line, which is half their points. Let me tell you, man, it's going to be it's going to be a long flight. I hope these guys have like another game on the East Coast or something that they can stay for, because they've finally broken the non-scoring streak, because it's going to be a 5.5 hour flight back to Seattle from Raleigh. Every team is so inconsistent. New killer. Duke is not inconsistent. They're just anti-clutch, which is the unfortunate reputation that we have at the moment, as McGillis comes around the curl and throws up a 3, which doesn't hit. We just have this, like, uncanny reputation of being anti-clutch. Not where you want to be, but you rather be anti-clutch that's a travel, in November than in March. So at least we have an opportunity to build on that. Put in Hubbard. Not quite. Evans for 3. Evans! All right. I'm convinced it's Evans over Gillis. Gillis missed the 3 on the previous possession. Evans drills his. He's got it. He gets the nod. Minutes to Evans. Because they're both in it right now. So I guess you're trying to really figure out who to play between the two of them. The 3-pointer is no good. So okay, let's put it this way. Seattle has 2 points but hasn't made a field goal here in the second half, and we're 9 minutes in. So, yeah. All right, as James drives in, that's an and one, absolutely. Sion James with the assertive drive. I love that. I love to see that, man. On 0, that'll be on Maldonado. By my accounting, that is Maldonado's 4th foul as well. So Hubbard will get at like the under 4. I mean, you're up like 20. God, this is like hard math. You're up almost 30. You're up 28 right now. I don't know if it's enough. Sion James at the free throw line finally misses. He was 11 of 11 from the line prior to that. I agree. I think we have done very well. I mean, we've been very competitive in both the games we lost. And we've been down in both those games and have come back to make them very competitive. So there's definitely, this team definitely has a lot of fight. It just needs to learn how to finish games. I mean, that's basically it. As I believe James gets called for that foul. That'll be his third. So, and we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, the Auburn game on Tuesday is going to be another huge test. By the way, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight, and thank you Lebon Christ for the sub. If you, we do all the Duke games here, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Come back on Tuesday night for the game against Auburn. It's going to be a huge one. We got that one in Cameron even. It's going to be even bigger as Seattle almost throws this ball out of bounds, but manages to recover here. And we have a foul on Malawach. That's his third. We have not seen Gongba come back in this. Oh, maybe he has come back in the second half. Hi, bud. Hey, pup. What's up? So Seattle once again at the free throw line. And Arrington makes that. That's his fifth point, rather. What is the point of putting two arms in the air for every 3-pointer? No, you put it up in the air before you make the 3-pointer. You got to be like, you come down. That's just it's the good luck voodoo. Instead of doing this, which is the bad luck voodoo, the good luck voodoo is putting the arms up for the 3-pointers. It's actually really for the free throws, to be honest. It's kind of hard to do it on the 3-pointers because they're so spontaneous. Like they go up and then you kind of put your hands up as, Cooper Flag hits the deck hard. That pass was intercepted. Actually, he's going to be in a great position for the alley-oop if we can get it to him. Oh, and he missed the dunk. Cooper. Oh, my. Wow. That goes on the not highlight reel. Mr. Flag. Rejected by the rim. Good attempt. That really had to hurt, though. Malawach is going to get and one. Absolutely. So, like, dunking kind of hurts. Missing the dunk hurts even more. As Malawach gets that one. And so 58-29. Duke again up by double as Cooper Flag 7 assists, the season high. And woo, Seattle has finally made a 3-pointer. Or has finally made a bucket in the second half. It took 10 minutes and 50 seconds, but they finally have their first bucket. There you go, a 3-pointer by Rashkovich. They finally did it. Oh, we got PupCam. We got PupCam here tonight. Whoop. PupCam. There he is. He finally decided to show up. I'll get it out of the way. Almost 11 minutes. Yeah, 11 minute scoring drought from the field. I don't think I've seen a longer one. That's crazy. Flag is going to take this in. Oh, he can't get it in with the left. Missed the layup. And Seattle will turn over. Goodness, Con Knipple kind of forced that turnover there, but it looked like Butterfingers from Seattle's Goma. Foster did have a pretty good pass for the alley-oop. It just didn't connect. It's very upsetting because it would have brought the house down. It's like one of those that like brings the house down for you in Cameron. Malawach is going to step out from 3, and he's going to miss. He's only hurting his shooting percentage by doing that. We want this guy to have an 80% shooting percentage. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to take a 3. Foster picks his dribble up, has to get it to Knipple. They're trying to get it inside to Malawach, but it's a crowded paint. Malik Brown is going to try to go for 3 again, and Malawach hits the deck, attempting to get the rebound. Brown tries to go for the steal as Seattle still picks it up. It is a 2-on-3 for Seattle, so not favorable numbers as Duke recovers defensively. And Malik Brown decides that he does not want to see Seattle get another bucket and fouls straight on the floor. That's the 8th team foul for Duke. We'll go 1-on-1. Go for a 1-on-1 here. The officials should not be tired after a game. They are running maybe half the distance the players are running. I've never seen an official cramp. That would be really funny. The officials got to the soccer refs. Those ones I could see, because those guys are running around like crazy. I think Malawach wants to impress the NBA teams by shooting 3s. That's a pretty good theory, actually. That's a good theory. That's probably true, actually. We know how important the for big men being able to step out and take 3s, very important. Very highly valued, obviously. Knipple, talking about the 3-pointers. Knipple for 3, yes. As Proctor has the assist to Proctor, who has 13, and now Knipple with 11. Flag's still sitting at 9, and he has 7 assists, which is a career high. Sounds crazy, man. And Goma can't get it. Good rebound there by Duke, and Flag is out and running. This will be points 10 and 11. He's going to roll over the guy. Never mind. It'll be an offensive foul, and it'll be a charge. A little too excited. NFL refs, maybe, depending on how hot it is. I don't think so. The refs aren't really like. There is that one. Did you see that viral clip from what was it? Was it Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase? I think it was Justin Jefferson, where like he gets just a bomb pass, and the ref is like running with him the whole way, and like even does like a whole like turnaround and everything. That ref made his money that particular day. But I don't think. Well, I mean, half the refs are just standing on the sideline. On the sideline, you got the umpire who's like in the back, right? Just like watching from the quarterback standpoint. Archangel, you want a Duke cheerleader? To be honest, I don't know if the Duke ones are the ones you want. I think you want the UNC ones. The only thing that the UNC definitely has better ones. You want the ones from a state school, to be honest, man. NC State would be okay. Carolina would be okay. Or an SEC school, actually, is probably the best. Oh, SMU would probably be very good. Miami. Florida State, I don't know. It's in like the whole like Tallahassee vibe doesn't really do it for me. But Miami, yeah, absolutely. Those ones. Those would be, yeah. There's my thoughts. There you go. Having seen them up close for 6 years, there were some good ones, but yeah, I on the aggregate, I would say you probably wouldn't be. You probably could do better at the other schools. So the little stats for Cooper Flag that we need to keep an eye on here. Back to paying attention. 9 rebounds, 9 points, 7 assists. Can we get the triple-double in 7 minutes and 41 seconds? Can we get it? We were about to get the points part of it before he decided to run some dude over. Hi, bud. You already ate. You can't be hungry. Duke got a good band. Again, I think it leaves a little to be desired. I had very good friends who were in the Duke band, but even they will tell you that they were definitely not as good as some of the some of the other schools. Let's see. Flag currently at the moment on the bench getting some medical attention because somebody cut him, scratched him on the neck like a werewolf. So Nuclear, UConn is the one that's crazy, right? They lost all 3 games. I don't know where that scratch came from, but somebody got him. I doubt it was on the charge. It was probably before that. Probably in a rebounding action. That back jumper is good for Seattle as they have their second. Christophilus is finally into the box score with 2. Their second field goal of the second half after 12 and a half minutes. UNC should have lost to Dayton too. Well, Dayton ended up beating UConn. So UConn with 3 losses in Maui. Bobby Hurley is never going back as an airball by Proctor on the 3. Darren Harris almost had the putback though. Yeah, UConn and Bobby Hurley are never, or Danny Hurley are never going back to Maui, man. Paris Dawson hits a 3, and now we're only leading by 20. So on alert here, folks. I think I have one too many points for somebody. That's not good. Nice pass by Knipple to Brown, and it's actually going to result in a Duke turnover. They were down like 18 and 1 by 1. Jesus. Yeah, I'm really hoping that it's a Carolina sweep this year. Like, it's a good year to sweep Carolina. That's a charge. Oh my. What? Yes, exactly. It's what John Shire is saying. It's the same call as the other side from Cooper Flag. Oh my goodness. If you read John Shire's lips right here, he's saying, Joey, the ref, that's the same call. And then he points to the other side of the floor. That's exactly what I had just thought right when I saw it live. Con Knipple hits the floor in the same way as the other play, which is why it was like charge. Oh, it's the same thing. No, they call it wrong. That was inconsistent. As a defensive foul there. That was inconsistent. Double screen there by Foster. Yes, Harris is in. I don't think we're going to get the starters back. So Flag is going to end up short of his triple-double, unfortunately. And Harris tries to drive in. He'll go to the free throw line for his troubles. We got 5:51 left in the game. Let's see. We'll probably get Hubbard here. Yeah, Malawach, Gongba, Proctor, Flag. They're done. They are done. They'll rest up for Auburn. So I hope folks have a good weekend planned. And we'll be back here on Tuesday night. Oh my goodness, Harris, that was no bueno. What do we have for what do we have for a time on Tuesday? Because I almost got, to be honest, I got the time wrong tonight. I thought it was 4 o'clock. It's like, wow, it's a very early game. And my mom was like, no, it's not 4. It's 7, and I was like, oh well, then I must have. I was like, Seattle time was before. Auburn is 9:15. Whew, okay, it's a late one. 9:15 for Auburn on Tuesday. All right. As Darren Harris is in the box score there with 1, and we've got a steal, and Sion James will go back to the free throw line. I gotta say, I'm a little worried about Sion James because he hits the deck all the time. He's like always on the floor, man. At some point, this kid's gonna get injured, and it's not gonna be good because we really need him. Like there was the one game, right? He had the shoulder injury, but then he came back. James makes the first. I don't agree with Chris Spatola here saying that we're seven deep. I actually like we maybe I maybe right now, but like Gongba is definitely going to get in there as 8. Evans could be one more. It's like 9. Like I think there's actually a ton of depth to this Duke team. It just hasn't gotten to the point where it's reliable depth. There's the difference. Oh my goodness, all the Duke players trying to get the theft, and Malik Brown does come up with the theft. Darren Harris's 3 is way off, actually. We are going full court pressure here, up by 24 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left, and the B squad is absolutely killing it out here. I love it. I love the effort, man. I love the effort. Maybe we'll do a co-stream on X on Tuesday too, the Auburn game. Maybe that'll be cool. I agree, Archangel. That's one of the best qualities of James. The strong, assertive drives to the basket. And no good on the 3 there, but a rebound in Seattle, and Harris is going to pick up a foul. Can Duke foul less? A quick whistle here. Huron Dan at the free throw line here. Actually, Seattle U has taken more free throws than we have. Is he from China? I didn't actually take a peek when I was doing the roster where he was from. I know one of them was originally from England. So Duke in a little bit of a cold spell here, one of the last 7, but we've got the second unit in. Sion make it one of the last 8 as Sion James comes up empty there with the left. Okay, so the KC one, man, is getting away with murder. It is just insane how they are winning games. Although I will say, whenever you go to Denver, that game will be lost. I thought that they were very close. Like Denver was very close in Kansas City. I think that Denver will win at Denver. So watch out for that one, I would say. As Gongva comes up empty. And another 3-pointer there. We got a weak side rebound by Harris. Nicely done. As this will take us under 4 minutes. Oh, okay. He is from China. That's cool. Oh, that's neat. And we have John Shire calling a timeout, actually, to match the media timeout here. As he probably wants to drop a play as Duke has gone cold from the field here. 42-64 the score at the moment for in favor of our Blue Devils. So this game is well in hand. So no need to really worry about James has 6. There you go. Don't really need to worry about it.
KC's gonna bullshit their way to another title. I don't think so, actually. I think the Lions are probably no. Yeah, I don't think so. Although it'd be very interesting. The rematch, the Chiefs Bills rematch, will be very interesting. Although I believe KC is still ahead, even because they've only have one loss, right? The Bills have two, if I have that correctly. So I think you still have home field there. The Lions, though, look very good. They're very balanced. They're very balanced. I think finally that the injury, although you just got Pacheco back today, but there's no Rashid Rice. Uh, no, yeah, Rice is gone for the season. So at some point the injuries might catch up, but I'd like to see the Lions win. I think that'd be good. The AFC is going to be wild. I mean, you could definitely get an interesting matchup with the Ravens for sure. I think Philly is going to have something to say over on the left hand side, or not the left hand side, the NFC side of the bracket. I kind of think of them as this NFC on the left for some reason. Um, it's the teams that play ugly close that win the Super Bowl. You can take. Yeah, I mean, I actually very like last year was very impressive because they actually didn't look good at all in the middle of the season. They were really struggling. I mean, they had to basically win out to get to where they were, and then they just turned it on in the playoffs. I remember thinking last season at one point, Mahomes and Kelsey had more commercials than wins. They were starring in more national TV commercials than they had wins. At some point, it was like 8 commercials and 7 wins or something like that. But then they finally sort of turned it on down the stretch. So I mean, it's certainly, but it's the same as the basketball teams. Like at the end of the day, it matters how well you play in March, not really. Although there is something to be said for having some consistency, I suppose, right? Being consistently good and being able to win close games and being clutch certainly is a positive, which Casey has proven itself capable of doing. Um, I don't know. 3P is hard though. I mean, everything has to go right for you, right? Like it just has to be. Everything just has to go right. It's certainly possible. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it might just because how statistically improbable it is. It might be someone else's year. For what it's worth, I think should it be Philly? I think Philly has a less chance of denying KC. I think the Lions have the best chance of denying KC the third title. If somehow Philly makes it, I think yeah, KC would probably win. As Duke tries to come up with this is a very nicely drawn up play for Isaiah Evans to try the pick and roll with Gongba, but the pass wasn't quite there. It ends up going off his foot. A lot of people have been coming at John Shire here in the last couple days, for like obviously because of the result of the Kentucky and the Kansas games. It's a little unfair because I think the thinking for like the final plays is correct. I mean, at the end of the day, Shire isn't the one out there dribbling the ball off his foot or turning it over, right? Or like not making sort of a good decision of what to do in the end. I mean, from a schematic standpoint, it seems like the plays seem okay. Um, Although it is a bit questionable as to why somebody like Tyrese, for example, doesn't have the ball in his hand late in the game and he be the one to do that. I think it's without Jeremy Roach, it's a little less obvious who we should have taking that final shot. So that might be kind of on John Shire schematically, is like who do you actually want to come up with the final play? But it's really come down to poor execution. I mean, and you see there that like that play was drawn up pretty well coming out of the timeout. It was just poorly executed. It just didn't quite happen. So, yeah. I think all of us would like to see what happens if we pass it to Proctor as Evans tries to go for 3 again. Evans kind of a poor shooting night from 3, honestly. I mean, let's take a look at the quick score here. Uh,
Yeah, 3 of 7 and 2 of 6 from 3. Not great. Not great. Not where you want it. It's unfair for them to come at John Shire like that because this is one of the best replacements you can get, all-time legend. Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's like it's the Twitter army, man. Like, it's the internet trolls. I just don't. Yeah. I mean, look, the dude puts us in the Elite Eight in like his first year, or like in the Sweet 16 his first year, and the Elite Eight his second year. Like, I mean, good things. And we have like we constantly have a stream of top talent coming into Durham. There's like no need to panic, man. Like, okay, if we come back, if we're still doing this 8 years from now and it's been a decade and Duke hasn't won a national championship or gotten close or like even played in the national championship game, okay, now we kind of like let's have a conversation. Like, it may not be happening, right? Like something's like a little broken here, but like let's not like be too early to judge here what Shire's what's going on in Durham here. I think it's totally fine. As the Evans free throw hits the rim 5 different times and finally hits the bottom and goes down. Like, he's bringing in the players that Krzyzewski would have brought in, right? A nice rebound by Ngongba, by the way, as Harris is going to put 3. Yes, Harris finds the bottom of the net there. 4 points for him. So, like, from a continuity standpoint, we are like picked up right where we left off. Yeah, nice offensive rebound actually there. That was very nice. Unless you're referring to a block that hasn't happened yet or I haven't seen. Oh, as Gillis is going to pick up another foul. That's his third. Gillis, 3 fouls, no points. And here we go, folks. We've got Spencer Hubbard into the game. Ask and you shall receive. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds left, Spencer Hubbard has entered the game. At least we won't get a team as bad as the 2021. Oh boy, that was not good. That was difficult. Hubbard into the game now. And playing point guard for the Blue Devils. Let's see if we get him a shot or a rebound or maybe some free throws. And Gongba, going to pass it to Gillis. Gillis to Harris. Harris, nice pass to Gongba, but Gongba decides not to take it. He's got 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to make something happen. Let's try the spin move here. Nice footwork, actually. And yes, that will go down for Patrick Gongba. Nice footwork there down low in the paint. Good spin move, actually. I was very, very impressed with that move right there. That was nice. 1:23 to go. Seattle's still looking here. And that is an air ball, actually, as Hubbard is bringing it up the floor. Let's see if John wants to push. He's saying push it. We're not pushing it. Okay, we didn't listen. He wants to see the motion. There's Harris. Harris to Evans. Evans for 3. Not quite. Rebound down to Seattle. John looks at his staff and says, what the hell just happened on that possession? Gongba. Oh, the rotation there. And Dan is going to get to the free throw line again. Need to play Spencer Hubbard more. Oh, no, we need to play Gongba more, I think is what you're going for. Yeah, I mean, if he's no longer in a minutes restriction, yeah, I mean, he's got 11 minutes tonight, which is basically the same as the other night against Wofford. So I don't know, maybe we see more of him against Auburn. Dan goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line again. And we've got 44 seconds left. The assist for Hubbard? No. Gongba going to pass it off to Hubbard. Hubbard's going to drive to the rim. Oh! Almost goaltending. Hubbard almost got his points. He couldn't quite get it with the right hand. That was going to be epic, actually. And Dawson, that's a 3-pointer there for Seattle. And Duke will dribble it out. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. So that is going to be 10 field goals there for Seattle. Duke made more free throws than Seattle made field goals, actually. Actually, that's a terrible stat for today, too, because Seattle went 24 of 31 at the free throw line, and Duke only went 23 of 58 from the floor. So both schools scored more from the free throw line than the opposing school scored from the floor, which is kind of funny. Gongba looks taller than he's listed. He is as tall. He's still like 7'2", man. He's huge. It's enormous. They have like legit. We have 2 like legit 7-footers that can play the 5. We got to sort of unleash that. Anyway, 70-48. Your final score here from Durham. Look, you guys have all been awesome tonight. This has been good. I actually had a lot of fun. That was great. I was wondering who was going to show up on a Friday night and be like, oh man, nobody's going to be here. But everybody showed out. I love it. All right. I'm going to go eat dinner because I still haven't eaten. And I'm really hungry and the food smells great. So, yeah, let's do it at 6'11", 7 foot. He's a 7-footer. Close enough. Close enough. So, all right. I think that's going to be it for us. Remember, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for coming out on this Friday night and hanging out with us. Tuesday, going to be the huge game against Auburn. Hope to see everybody back here on Tuesday night. And like we're cooking, man. We're really getting things grooving because you get Tuesday, you get Auburn. Let's take a look at the schedule here for our Blue Devils. And you got Auburn on Tuesday. You got a weekend game. What's 12-8 is what? 12-8 is a Sunday. What? 6 p.m. on Sunday? Oh, that is cruel. Oh, wait, the Auburn game is not on Tuesday. It's on Wednesday. What? 12-4. 12-4. So you play Wednesday. Here is Duke going to end up in the rankings on Monday? Anywhere between where they are right now and 15. I mean, it's like really, it's like not that. You lost to the #1 team in the country. Like, I don't know. You'll end up at 12. I guess the question is like really like where does Auburn end up by the time we get to Wednesday, right? That's the one. Where does Auburn end up? Because I mean, UConn has just completely fallen off a cliff. Gonzaga, I can't believe that we gave them 3, so whatever. Iowa State lost. Houston lost as a loss. Kentucky here at 8, Tennessee, Alabama. So Auburn is going to move up to 3 or 2, honestly. They could jump. I would like to see them jump Gonzaga because Gonzaga, such an easy schedule, man. Who have they beaten? Oh, they have a lot. Never mind. They lost to West Virginia. Get rid of it. Punt them out. What was this? Was this week? They lost. Oh, in the final in Atlantis. Oh, okay. This was this week. All right, so they're out. Yeah, Auburn's 2. Auburn is number 2 for sure. Auburn's number 2 for sure. And then I don't know. Duke is probably it's either stays put or it just we go somewhere like here. Yeah. I don't understand why it was favored either. I think that was like that was a trap. That was a bait. That was a bait for Vegas. Honestly, if you ask me. That was all a bait for the bidding, for the bets rather, the bidding. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, great game by our boys. Okay, 12-4. So we'll see each other. We'll see each other on Wednesday, chat. We'll see each other on Wednesday. I'm gonna go have dinner Wednesday, Sunday, and then it's ACC play. It's Auburn on Wednesday, and then we're into the ACC conference. Fun times. Okay. That's it for me. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'll see you all later this week. Later this week on Wednesday. Stay safe, everybody. Have a really great rest of your weekend. And as always, go Duke. Good night.